in the gray white north, under the Bale moonlight, Pauly and Rowley. Yeah, with the warm cup of bourbon. Come on down to the Canadian bro. Okay, listen, I'm not gonna subterfuge. Look, at the end of the day, that was done by my friend, my old teammate Chris Wright. He did it at the kindness of heart. And Trent, the co-host of the most, the incredibly handsome, extraordinarily talented, and one of the nicest voices in radio and television that I've ever heard. Welcome from St. Paul, Alberta, Mr. Trent Rowley, the co-host with the most. Nice to have you back, bro. Episode 41. My name is Paul Bale. I'm the host and the founder of the Canadian Bro Show, and very excited to welcome everybody back. And for those that haven't been here, this is all basketball from the Hoopjunkies, Pauly and Rowley, on the Canadian Bro Show. This is episode 41 of all basketball from the Hoopjunkies, Pauly and Rowley, but we've done 60 other episodes on all things Canadian with Pauly and Johnny, and today we are very excited in the new year to announce 101 episodes. So thank you to Johnny and to Trent. Without them, we'd never be able to do it because they truly are the co-hosts of the most. They're not only extraordinarily close friends, and I love them both. At the end of the day, I'm so fortunate to have them, and we're right back at basketball in the NBA, and we're gonna jump right into it. Before we do that, Trent, how you doing, bro? What's shaking in St. Paul, Alberta?
Oh, it's just snowing away, snowing every day.
Is it snowing still?
Yeah, not now, but it's nice out today.
Is it? So it's sunny, and you got like what, 2.5, 3 feet on the golf course?
Oh no, more than that. I have
berm
on my driveway is probably 5.5 feet tall.
What?
I'm looking at. I've gotten into spots with the dog here last week where snow was up.
Can't hear you, Trent. Sorry.
Well, the snow was up like mid-quad. Like it's that high on.
I can't hear you, bro.
You can't hear me right now.
Oh no, I mean I need to hear you clear.
Oh, sorry. Oh.
No, it's okay. It's all good. So what are you saying? Like it's snowing every day, or you're in Alberta, so this is normal, right?
Yes.
You know, I'm in Kelowna right now, and actually, if you look at the map of Canada, the second largest country in the world, and you look where I'm positioned in Kelowna and where Trent is, if it wasn't so huge of a country, you would think I could drive to Trent in a few hours. Unfortunately, it's probably 14 hours or something. It's far too much, but I'm doing a road trip in June. At the end of the season, I'm flying out, and Trent picks me up in Edmonton. But in the meantime, we're going to get back to hoops. We're very excited to bring episode 41. This is week 12, the second season of all basketball from the Hoopjunkies, Pauly and Rowley. And we like to focus on Yahoo NBA Fantasy. We like to focus on WNBA, and in fact, FIBA, Canadian basketball, anything related to basketball. We are Hoop Junkies, and that's what we do. Today, the primary focus is going to be on what's going on in the NBA in Week 12. And we're going to start off with the schedule breakdown, because in the NBA, Trent and I have been talking about previous episodes.
We're going to talk about confusion.
The what, sorry?
I thought we were going to talk about confusion.
The what? What?
Confusion.
Oh, we're going to bring up injuries. We're going to talk about the schedule. We're going to talk about NBA fantasy basketball, because both Trent and I play against each other in two different teams. I have 8 teams. He has 2 teams. And I finally looked at Trent's teams recently, and he's got some very strong teams. I got to admit, one stronger than the other. And honestly, when he was drafting, I was like, you're delusional, bro, because you're drafting guys that nobody would take, and they're all going off. Like Kawhi Leonard, what did he discover? Did he call up Amazon, order a new right knee? Like what the hell's going on, bro? Anyways, whatever's going on is working for you. In the meantime, we're gonna jump right into it. And in NBA Fantasy, Yahoo Fantasy, Trent and I play in the 9 category leagues, and it's 10 teams, and we use all categories. And we play, as an example, if I was to, in week 12, play against Trent. I've already played against Trent. He destroyed me 8-1 in a week. Seriously, like, such a bitch slapping. It's unbelievable. That's why Trent's laughing. And it's not because of the bourbon or two he's had already. He really enjoys beating me. And I have to admit, I really enjoy beating him. And we're probably going to meet in the playoffs, bro.
Yeah. Probably do well, yeah.
I think so, bro. We're going to meet in the playoffs because I'm stacked as well. Actually, my first team is my weakest team of the 8. But anyways, the schedule breakdown is extremely important, as I mentioned before, because with the holidays in the rearview mirror, the NBA slate has a much more familiar look in week 12. Okay, what that means is it should have been familiar from week 1 to 12, but of course with the Emirates Cup and the NBA trying to make as much possible money as they can make, because it is a business, and they're the largest global basketball presence in the world. However, FIBA is actually the largest federation of international basketball in the world. And at the end of this episode, after we go through the Western and Eastern Conference trend, if you may allow me, I am going to do just a little synopsis on what the NBA and EuroLeague are trying to do. I brought it up in the episode. Unfortunately, you weren't able to be a part of because I screwed up on the technical. We filmed it the night before, and I had to do it 2 other times. But I'd like to bring it up and go through it again. It's a very short synopsis, but it's really important because it is exactly what the NBA and FIBA have been trying to do in world domination of basketball globally. In the meantime, the NBA schedule is gotten back to normality, and it looks more familiar. There are 3 days, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday, which double-digit games, which some people get scared of, other people really enjoy, because if you've got a healthy team, you can really get some nice numbers and overtake the matchup that you're with for that week, with Thursday being the light schedules, typically Tuesday, Thursday. Unfortunately, fantasy managers have a lot of energy. Their energy is gone because of the injuries that is going on right now. And I've mentioned it before in past episodes. We'll mention it later. But let me tell you, 450 roster spots that started in the NBA, 30 teams, almost 200 players are currently injured. That is, I've never seen that before. In all my years of watching basketball since 1969, I have never seen that. And this is a topic. And by the way, it's such a bad situation. If you don't have a handle on your fantasy teams and you don't know how to pick apart the waiver wire and you don't get a little lucky, you're toast. But everybody else is going through the thing. When you're talking 200 of 450 players, you're talking almost 38% of the league is injured. So now teams have to relying on second and third stream guys. They're calling up the G League players. They're picking guys up from Europe, from China, from Canada, anywhere they can find them, just as a reprieve, just as a schedule filler. It's extremely frustrating. It's extraordinarily difficult to deal with. If you're not on it, you're not going to be in the 1%. And by the way, congratulations to my partner in crime, good friend, Mr. Trent Rowley, the co-host of The Most. He has started off in fantasy basketball at bronze when we started a couple years ago when we started doing it. Today, Trent is on the precipice of going into the top 1% where I'm at platinum. So congratulations, Trent. You've done extremely well in a very short period of time. And people would like to know what you've done and how you do it, because that's what we're doing. But in the meantime, let me just bang through this because there's a lot of information today, and it's good to have Trent back. And unfortunately, fantasy managers have a lot of injuries as to navigate, including, once again, I've got Nikola Jokic on one team injured. I've got Wemby on another team injured for the second time this year, which is frightening. Both are lower legs, calf, and knee contusions. By the way, Nikola Jokic, his doctor, said something to his, he sent a letter to the medical association, Sports Medical Association, that he discovered something in Nikola Jokic that he's never seen before in a basketball player. Very few athletes. And that Jokic's leg makeup, his DNA makeup, his his feet, his ankles, his Achilles tendons, his quick twitch fibers, his knees, his calves, his hammies, his core. He's never seen a stronger individual basketball player in his life than what this guy has. And you wonder why you're watching some 300-pound Pillsbury doughboy, who is one of the best centers in the history of the game, get up and down the courts. It's because he has legs and a body that no other 7-foot he has. And if you look at his two brothers, they're both 6'11", 400 pounds. I'm telling you, man, there's something going on in the milk over there. I think it's beer, because they drink. Jokic said he drinks more beer than milk, but don't tell anyone, because he's a professional athlete.
Look at their Olympic team. They're all massive. Even their guards are like big guys. They're not tall.
Dude, they're doing something to the cows.
Croatia's the same. Croatia and Serbia.
Yeah.
That Yugoslavia that we
former Yugoslavia, absolutely. Yeah.
But
Montenegro.
Serbia and Croatia are both small countries, are on the map internationally.
Yeah.
And all their players are built for that. They're all. I know a friend of mine, when he went back, he's first generation Canadian. When he went back there, he's 6'2". He goes, I felt small. He goes, everybody's 6'5".
Yeah, huge.
6'7", and like these large. Everybody's a large guy.
Yeah.
In both countries, you see their Olympic team. The guards are all 6'5". Like the point guard's 6'3", 6'4", 6'5". They're not playing 5'10". You know what I mean? It's just not.
No, it's a good point, Trent. And when I played professional basketball, I played against many former Yugoslavia. In fact, I actually tried out for a former Yugoslavia team that was built of a whole bunch of Obradoviches, a whole bunch of superstars that were former Yugoslavian national team guys, and before they had the war. And it was called ABC Graz. I was down in southern Austria. And they hired me, and that's a whole different story. And I'll bring that out when I bring my old coach from Austria, Dana, for the professional basketball series, which is a series I'll be starting January 16th in the next week. And that is, we will be talking to professional basketball players, coaches, owners, GMs, referees, and agents, and everybody else involved in professional basketball. And we're going to be doing a very detailed one-on-one interview with all of my ex-teammates and coaches about how to be a professional basketball player. But getting back to the episode today, we're talking about the schedule. And Wemby is coming back tonight. The Joker isn't. They're going to put Wemby on management again because he just came off a calf contusion. This week in Week 12, games played, a lot of teams have the advantage, and we're back to a regular schedule, Trent. You're going to love this as a fantasy basketball hoop junkie like myself. The 4 games. Yeah. Atlanta, Boston, Charlotte, Chicago, Denver, Golden State, Houston, the Clips, Memphis, Miami, Minnie, New Orleans, New York, OKC, Orlando, Philly, Phoenix, Portland, Sacramento, San Antonio Spurs, Toronto, Utah, and Washington. The other remaining team are three games. So what that means for fantasy basketball is load up on whatever players you don't have in the 4 games and use your waiver wire pickups for the week effectively. Because if you've got those 4 positions to pick up, that can give you an extra 6 to 8 games.
You're not over
on the schedule. Sorry?
If you're not over at least 20 waiver wire pickup in your league, you're not trying to win.
Well, a lot of people don't know that. That's a good point, actually.
Like, if you were to look at Paul and I, the 2 leagues I'm in with Paul, I mean, both of us are the 2 highest. There's one other guy in the one platinum league that's high.
Yeah, he's pretty high too.
We're the highest. We're in the 30s, almost at 40.
Yeah, I'm in the 40s.
Like
I have a serious problem with the waiver wire. I'm addicted to the waiver wire connected. Anyways,
I'm definitely always looking that. Okay, there's a lot of players that kind of average around the same types of numbers, especially in stock and that kind of thing.
And what stocks is Trent is, for those that know, is steals and blocks.
And like
very important in 9 category leagues.
You have to just look at the game, who they're playing, and it's not rocket science. If you're watching games and you're a fan.
It can be. It's not rocket science, obviously, but
you have to decide.
You have to put the time in.
You're gonna have to. It's not always going to be concise. You're going to have to take a flyer, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people, and I know you're going to get into connected. I mean, I almost did it. You did it. I looked at this player.
You talk about beef stew?
No, I'll see if you bring them up when you do connected.
Okay.
I looked at this player in the morning because I do the same thing now. I'm up at 6:30, get a coffee, that kind of stuff. I go on, I do my two teams right off the bat.
And by the way, that's an advantage for fantasy basketball players because he can pick up guys that didn't pick up at 12:30, 1 o'clock at night before. He can get guys. He did it to me. He took one of the guys I was going to. He took Mattis Bucelis from me. Oh, no, he drafted Mattis Bucelis. But yeah, that was a good pickup because I should have got him before you.
But you're going to have to take a flyer, too. Some days you're going to have to go, I got a gut feeling because maybe this guy's had a couple decent games in the last games. And it's like, hey, let's see if he's on a bit of a roll. Because let's be honest, even the best players, it doesn't matter from the bench players to the best players.
Yeah.
The only difference is consistency.
Yeah.
The best players are going to be more consistent all the time, but they're going to have a week or two in the season where they're kind of down a bit. Yeah. But those guys, you have to ride with those guys because overall they're consistent. But these guys you're picking up on the waiver wire, they're not. That's why they're on the waiver wire. So you have to take a flyer if you want. But if you bring up this one guy, I'm going to make sure I'll stop you because then I'll tell you that I looked at him in the morning. I didn't pick him up.
Yeah. I looked at both your rosters this morning, by the way.
And then I went back to the standings to look, and I seen that you picked him up, and it was about, I don't know, it was about 7 minutes after I had looked, kind of thing. It was kind of
no way.
Yeah, it was funny.
So, but I have 8 teams, so I don't know which guy I picked up.
Well, it was in our league. It was in our.
In one of our 2 leagues.
Either in the league, one of the 2 leagues that you and I are in together. It's one of those 2.
Wow, now you got me thinking.
This guy up. When I mention him, you'll know what team it was because that's who you are. So
okay.
You want to get into connected? Let's do that.
Oh yeah. You want to go into connected right now?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. Let me just pull my notes up because Trent and I, we just don't wing this. Most of the stuff is done because we're hoop junkies. And what a hoop junkie is really somebody that just really loves basketball. And I know junkie has a negative connotation, but not anymore. In the 21st century, it can be extremely positive. And in our case, it's extremely positive. I've been a hoop junkie my entire life. And that's why I do this show, because I've been thinking about it for 15 years. I was just trying to find out a way, how can I get the right guys to be involved? And thank God I got Johnny and Pauly to join the team here, because we're just, we're really enjoying what we do. Man, I tell you, Johnny is just like a kid in a candy store. He just absolutely loves it. No, I'm serious. He's the most unique person in the world. I mean, we're all unique, but really is the passion he has for what he does is extraordinary, and his discipline, you know?
Yep.
Let's get to waiver wire connected. I just want to we'll talk about injuries later in the episode. Let's get right down to waiver wire connected, because Trent was up earlier. He's up earlier than I am, and I don't stay up late anymore because, you know, my birthday is coming up. I'm turning 61. Yes, I know. I'm not lying. 61 is the new 41 or 45 or 51. That's what some people tell me, because I don't know. Whatever I'm doing is working. That's all I got to say. A little bit of luck, a little bit of genes, and a lot of effort and time. But
and pause the episode, or
no, not at all. Just interjection, because I know you're going to interrupt anyways. Welcome to the Canadian Bro Show, our established scenario and segment, which is called Waiver Wired Connected. Are you connected? If you aren't, you need to watch the show. Subscribe, like, and comment, because you need to be connected. You want to be connected? You'll be playing like Trent and I very, very soon if you want to be connected. Here we go. Right away, I'm supposed to go to waiver wire. NBA injuries have been... This is leading into it. That's what the problem is. It's if you want to work the waiver wire, you're dealing with. I've got my 8 teams. I've got 3 or 4 teams that have 5 or 6 players, that are not playing tonight. I kid you not. And you're only allowed 3 injured reserve roster spots. So I'm flipping guys that are injured, newly injured, and looking at how long it takes for them to get healthy, and then putting Trey Young, Ice Trey, on my team who's not playing. So I'm losing a valuable roster spot only because I only have 3, and I can't cut him, and I can't cut anybody else because my teams are all good. Out of my 8 teams right now, before I get into Connected, I'm in first 2 teams. I'm in second 2 teams, and I'm in third 4 teams. I'll leave it at that. That is really good in 27 games into the season. NBA injuries have been a theme not only this year, but over the past week. It's becoming ridiculous. People are just shaking their head, and nobody can understand what's going on. Between that and shitty refereeing, pardon my French, it is horrifically shitty, okay? And I'll leave it at that. But this is Waiver Wire Connected. And believe it, when you're working the waiver wire, you're going to miss more than you hit. But if you work the waiver wire like I do and Trent every day, you're going to find how some players are finding opportunities. Peyton Watson in Denver, as an example. What's that? Oh, he's going off for me lately. Yeah. Dude, I didn't even know who he was 2 years ago. So, and he's incredible. He's athletic, he's long, and he gets an opportunity to get paid on potentially a team that could win the NBA championship if they could find themselves healthy by the end of the year. For those hunting for a media production, good luck. Now is a great time to sniff out some bargains. Good luck with that, too. Both long-term and short-term. Good luck with both of those. It's so difficult right now, you have no idea. Everybody's dealing with the same. As always, the Fantasy Basketball Waiver Wire is the place to providing managers with bargain players that could about to ascend or about to explode or disappear into the depths of the bench, if not out of the league, if they don't perform.
Did you write that yourself or was that ChatGPT?
What's that?
Did you write that yourself or was that ChatGPT?
Oh, no, I write almost 80% of what I do by myself. And I use Dan Titus from Yahoo NBA Fantasy, and Chat GTB is more for the first iteration, the Canadian Bro Show, and that is all things Canadian, because when you do 61 episodes, you start to think, oh my God, it's like, what more can we talk about? Well, there's a lot of content, but every bit helps. At the end of the day, it's bringing content that is something that people would enjoy, and that's the hardest part. But the hardest part is starting, and that took me 15 years. And we're 1 year into it, Trent, with your help and Johnny's help. We've done 101 episodes. So, I mean, that's incredible. But let's get back to the waiver wire, because we keep on trying to get there. It's a good thing there's not really a lot of really good stuff on here. I would say both Champagny brothers are a possibility here. I'll go with Justin first, because a lot of people don't know that the San Antonio Champagny has a younger brother that's playing with the Washington Wizards. He's only 6% rostered. He's been off a couple of times just like his brother, but he's not like his brother, but he's in a situation that's better than his brother for a rookie coming into the league, because he can shoot it like his brother. Not as good, but close. He can get it off. He's a bucket getter, and he's got a beautiful stroke. And he's playing on a terrible team, probably one of the top 5 worst teams in the league. Despite his role. Excuse me?
His brother had a beautiful stroke the other night.
Oh my God! Well, you picked him up in both your teams, and I had him. Despite Justin Champagny, despite a role seemingly changing on a nightly basis, because it's a young team and they got a lot of young players, Champagny's production has remained relatively consistent. In the 4 games over the past week, what's noticeable is nobody's noticing this, is he scored 37, 20, 28, 25 fantasy points. What that means is, in 9 category leagues, you add up his points, you add up his rebounds, you add up his threes made, you add up his assists, steals, shooting percentages, foul shooting percentages, 3-point shooting percentages, minus the turnovers, and you come up with points. And anytime you have a player that is on the waiver wire, only 6% rostered, that's giving you 28 to 30 points in a 3 or 4 game, you got to give him a look, because you might not have anybody else to fill him. His brother's doing something better. I think he broke the San Antonio Spurs record for 11 threes last week, 11 out of 15, which is just remarkable. I'd give this kid a look. Personally, the only reason why I'd give him a look is because Kaishan, who is a better player, has better stats, is a better fantasy player, is still injured. And it's just a short plug and play. That's all. Next guy I want to talk about is another short chug and play, because it seems like every single rock star I have in all 8 of my teams is injured right now. Most of them guards. And one of them happens to be Josh Giddey. And Kobe White's injured again. And they traded all the other guards. So Trey Jones all of a sudden stepped into, he'd been rotting on the bench. He wasn't getting any time. I'm not going to talk about Ayu Desomo because that guy.
I had Trey Jones at the start of the year.
I know.
On my
so
one
did
team
I.
Because White was hurt. And then all of a sudden his minutes went down. So
because Giddey went nuts, and Ayu Desomo, for some reason the coach loves him, and was getting the minutes there. But at the end of the day, Trey Jones can step in, and he is better than his brother, and he's certainly going to provide assists, steals, and points. He can shoot the three. He's aggressive. He's stronger than his brother, and really he's somebody that you can plug and play until Giddey gets back. They're talking Giddey's going to get back in the next week or so, hopefully, because Giddey's almost averaging a triple-double, and he's really changed the franchise. Without a doubt, though, when Jones started, he's racking up 20 and 12 double-doubles, 20 points, 12 assists. That's pretty remarkable for a guy you just picked off the waiver wire because their team has 4 games and because the backcourt's decimated. Look for players like that. I would definitely go short-term with him until he comes back. Expect Jones to flirt with upwards of 34, 35 points, fantasy points every game moving forward, because he gets steals, he gets assists, he can rebound, he plays D, shoots 3, gives you the whole package. And he's starting. He's getting usage, right? Next guy is a guy that I really, when he was with Boston, I was like, are you kidding me? Why'd you waste a pick on this guy? I never really understood it. Aaron Nesmith. But Indiana loves him, and Rick Carlisle, the coach, loves him. And he's a very utilitarian type of player. He's undersized. He's about 6'5" and a half. But he can play the 2 guard. He can play the small forward. He's always injured. But when he's not injured, he can come in and give you 14, 15 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, couple of threes, couple of steals, and he'll play 30 minutes. And more often than not, he doesn't give you the necessary 25 to 28 points that's needed on the waiver wire. But when you have no other options, take them and check out their schedule. They got 4 games. The next guy is the same guy. He's always injured. I love him. He falls over like he's the biggest dork in the NBA. He's 6'6", 6'7". Sometimes he looks like he doesn't belong in the other times. It's like, my God, he should be starting. And that's Terry Eason. Both Trent and I have flirted with him. The Houston Rockets. Yeah, 31% rostered. Another player who's recently returned from injury. Once again, Easton has already moved back into the starting lineup. That didn't take long because they're injured. Their bigs are down. And in the 3 games as a starter, Easton averaged 11.5 points, 5.1 rebounds, 1.1 steals, and 2.2 three-pointers. And he shoots pretty good field goal. The coach loves him. He's always going to get 28 minutes. So in waiver wire, Trent and I always look for players that are on the waiver wire. They're going to play usage. They're going to play 25 to 28 minutes, because then they have an opportunity, depending on the game, without getting in foul trouble, without getting huge turnovers, to be able to contribute and get fantasies where we can add up with all the other players we have and move forward. I don't pick him up because he's always injured, and I like Smith Jr., the big 6'10" forward on that team. If there's someone floating, I'll take Smith over anyone. And by the way, Smith's playing really well right now, so it's great. Yeah, and he's not on the waiver wire very much anymore, of course, but because people are starting to. I've dropped him a couple of times just to do injuries. Last guy I want to mention, I brought up earlier, an opportunity for this young man at 24 years old, who was rotting on the bench, lucky to be on the bench in the NBA, by the way, is Peyton Watson. 21% rostered. The entire starting lineup of Denver Nuggets only the point guard, our Canadian Jamal Murray, is still healthy. And he's the guy that's always injured as well. And the guy that's never injured is the Joker. So the knee looks good. Everybody, when they looked at his body and his knee, they were like, geez, this guy's a freak, man. He's going to be ready in a few days. And knowing Joker, he wants to play. And that's why I like him. And but Peyton Watson came out of nowhere because their bench was depleted. At one point, they had 9 players out. 9 players out of 18. And so you've got to do G Leagues. You got to get assistant coaches to at least dress. I think that's allowed in the NBA. And Peyton Watson, speaking of injuries, Denver is currently going through a major crisis. It says, as I mentioned, 4 of their regular starters on the sideline. Watson has arguably, he's been the biggest winner for sure, has now started in 20 straight games. Can you imagine, Trent? A guy from, who is this dude? To he's playing 20 straight games in the NBA and contributing. You saw how he played last night. You picked him up on one of your teams, right?
Yeah, he's playing well.
As we saw on Wednesday's win over the Raptors, he dropped 24 points in 36 minutes, so he's getting the usage. He had rebounds, he had assists, he had threes, he had steals and blocks, and he's giving good shooting percentages. You don't have to run a damn thing for him. He's just one of these kids that just keeps on going. And that's it for a shorter version of the waiver wire connected, because there's just not a lot of options out there. However, before you comment, I'm not going to talk about my secret waiver wire pickups because people like yourself and other of the 7 teams I'm playing against are going to steal them. And I will add them for next week because next week it might be irrelevant. Trent, let's
Christian
freestyle,
Braun,
bro. What do you think?
Well, Christian Braun got
He's back. Yeah.
real.
One game in, and they sat him out.
Yeah, I actually picked up Davian Mitchell.
You love Davy Mitchell for some reason.
I got rid of Vasquez. Aviator, because he's been tough here.
He's injured again.
And Mitchell, you know what? That guy's almost a double-double. He's going to get, 8 to 12 points, 8 to 10 assists.
Who, Hamey?
Oh, Mitchell. He's a good little player. Plays 36 minutes. I mean, he's a perfect fill-in. Like, he's a guy, like, I've had him on and off my team, both my teams.
I know.
Multiple times, right?
Yeah.
He's a great fill-in, and they play a bunch of games this week.
And he's good in steals, and he rebounds well, and he's 5'11", about 215. He's pretty stocky.
But he's a good little player.
Yeah, you like him. I just
Another guy at
guys that can't shoot. Trent, you know me. Guys that can't shoot, I just won't pick them up.
and then you have Jovic. He's getting to play right now a little bit.
Yeah, the 6'10" forward out of Miami.
Yeah, he's getting like 15 and 5 and 5.
Yeah, they love him there. They love him. He's a talented young and another Serbian too, eh, Trent?
Serbian, yeah. And then the one guy, you picked him up. You already dumped him, I think, but he's out already. But was the guy from Memphis, Coward, the guard.
Well, he blew his ankle out the second game I picked him up. So
this game he played great. He had like 5 threes and
he's I love the kid. Trent, I love the kid.
Then he went down. So
he was one of the guys I was going to put on my waiver wire connected and not because he's my secret pickup. Him and the other kid, the forward that's on Memphis as well, that started every game this year. No one talks about him. Shooting guard. Now that the injuries are there, keep an eye on him. Watch him. He goes off.
And then one of the big disappointments for me, this year for a player who's taken a step backwards is Richiche from Atlanta.
Yeah, what happened there, right?
He's really struggling.
Yeah.
And
he's trying to find himself.
I give Washington credit. You know what? People can talk about teams tanking. I give Washington credit. You drafted these players. Play them.
Yeah.
They can't get better if you're not playing them. I like that Middleton's there as a veteran. That's a great. And I don't think he'll be there when the playoffs come. I think someone's going to want him on their bench.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But I think Washington, I'll give them credit. They're playing those players. They're like,
well, Adam O'Keefe, he knows the situation he's in. He knows it's a rebuild. He knows that they're not going to fire him. They're gonna play.
It's better to do it that way. Rebuild.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, this is the way to do it. They have to play. Just accept that you're going to be in the bottom 5 teams in the league.
Yeah.
But let those kids play hard. Learn how to play the NBA. How to live in the NBA. It's a different life.
Yeah.
It's everything. It's lifestyle. It's everything.
How you eat, how you sleep.
Everything. The training. Everything is different. You're
Absolutely.
being paid to do this.
Yeah.
And so you're going to be held accountable.
Well, you should be.
Exactly. So I give Washington credit. They're like, hey, we're going to play these guys. George,
I agree. They're a good young team.
like Sar, he's having a really good year this year. Honestly,
Well, you look at Sar, you look at Champagny, you look at even Marvin Bagley. He's been playing really well off the bench as a big. You look at their backcourt. Bub is playing better. Carrington is playing much better, and then you look at Kaishan, who is really, if he could just stay healthy, he's putting up really nice. He's putting up 7th round stats, Kaishan, and then you got Trey Johnson who can shoot it. I mean, they got a lot of guys. You've got the kid from Houston. The six. Oh,
McLemore.
Man.
McLemore.
Yeah, McLemore's nice, man.
He's all over the place too, though. But I just appreciate that people could. This is a true rebuild. They're playing these guys. They're going.
Yeah.
Hey, they're not going to get better if we don't play them.
Well, you're talking not McLemore. You're talking about McCollum, CJ.
Yeah. No, CJ. No, McLemore's in Washington.
I thought he was on.
Pretty sure.
I thought he was on New Orleans. Anyways.
Here, I'm on it right now. I'll just click on it here and see the roster. Let's go.
Anyways, we don't want to waste too much time on Washington, but Trent made some really nice points in that they're, a young team, but they're actually a young team that has, like New Orleans, once they get healthy, those two young teams have been struggling big time. But their draft picks and their youth movement, they've got some very good talent on those young teams. And I think those are good points, Trent.
Yeah. But yeah, we can get into the. I mean, I'm surprised you didn't text me. You're probably sobbing, so you couldn't have time to read your text because of how bad the New York Knicks got pummeled. Just fist pumped by the Pistons last night.
My God, can we actually say that on this? This is an adult show, but I'm not even sure what fist pump means. That could mean a number of different things. But in basketball analogy is they played like dog shit.
They got rolled.
They got smoked.
Holy moly!
And it happens.
And anybody in fantasy that picked Kate Cunningham on their team have to be just ecstatic right now.
Oh. Man, dude, I told him I in fantasy my 8 teams, I didn't have any of my 8 teams. It's random, so I had 2 first-round picks. I took Joker and Wemby. I had 0 second, third, fourth, fifth, or sixth picks in 8 possible teams, and I had 7th 3 times, and then 8, 9, and 10. And all of my 7th, I took Cade if he was available, and he was. He was available on 2. I couldn't believe it.
I had 6 and 7 picked in both of ours, and I picked him in, I think this one I had 7.
He's amazing, bro. I had no idea how good that guy was.
I do want to give a shout out because I give this one guy a hard time all the time about his hair.
Who shout out to me?
No. Shout out to a player that I give a hard time to that has like a gajillion-dollar contract and was leaving dark marks on players' uniform because of his gray hair. Jaylen Brown is going off right now.
Oh my God, man!
Holy moly, is that guy balling right now?
You know what I think it is?
Yeah,
I think
good for him.
It's fantastic. I was going to draft him. I could have picked him up in the 5th round in a couple. Believe it or not,
he was low in a lot of leagues.
But honestly, I think the big thing with him is that when he found he just recently converted to Muslim. I'm not sure if that's the same as Islam. I believe it's close, but whatever. And he says that converting to Muslim has changed his entire life. And my God, if that's what it takes, other NBA players, maybe you should try to convert to Muslim.
He is a Muslim converted to his.
Yeah. But he just went last night. What do he have, like 55 or something last night?
I don't know, but he's had like a 9-game stretch where I think the lowest output was 34. He's had a couple 50-point games.
Well, he's in the top 5 of scoring right now in the NBA.
Oh, great. Well, good on him. He picked up none of us, you and I both included, would have not told you that Boston Celtics would be in second place in the East right now.
Yeah, we talked about that. But you know why? It's because the two guards that nobody talks about, Derek White and Pritchard, have really been playing extraordinarily well. And their big man, the big man from Portugal, he's a double and 2-block guy, and he's healthy and he's long. And honestly, Boston, I absolutely 100% correct, Trent. Boston is playing way beyond their pay grade at this point. But when you see the salaries that these guys are making, you can't even say that.
Yeah, I know. Crazy.
Yeah.
Your Knicks are still right there. They're the same record with one more loss. But then the Raps kind of picked it back up here this last week. I mean, they had a nicer schedule, but they had a nice 5-game homestand where they went 4-1.
Yeah.
And the game they lost to Denver, I mean, it was a good game. So,
it was a really good game.
I mean, so they almost went 5-0 at home in this homestand. So that's positive. Getting Barrett back is positive. He had a really good game yesterday against Atlanta.
Yeah.
I don't know. Miami seems to be.
Hey, before you leave Toronto, I get a good kudos to Sandro Mamo Skidishvili, the 6'11" kid. I had to pick him up because my injuries were so bad at the center position, and he has forward and center. He's been playing the best basketball of his young career, and Toronto for scooping him from the Spurs, brilliant move, because the Austrian is really struggling right now, and Mamaskili.
South Carolina's playing great too.
Who?
The kid from South Carolina, the first round pick they took.
Yeah, you keep on bringing him up. I don't like him at all. I don't. I think that was a terrible pick.
Double machine here lately.
Yeah, well, you know what it is I get a little bit. I'm in stat guy, and then when I see that he's 6'7", which means he's really 6'6", but then his arm length he's got the 7th longest arm.
Yeah, it sounds crazy.
In the NBA, and at 6'7", they say he's got a 7'2" wingspan. So my God, that can be effective in the NBA as a two-way player.
And he's a thick dude.
He's really limited offensively, but defensively, my God, I think he's going to be a keeper, definitely.
And then Grady Dick's playing better too, honestly.
I mean, the NBA fined Grady Dick. Do you hear what they did? They fined Grady Dick because he changed his jersey, which they're worth $500, and the NBA now is if you give your jersey to another player, you've got to pay the $500 back to the team, which is ridiculous. And his last name is Dick, and the person that he changes his. Did you see this?
Yeah, with Tony Orlando, Black Dick,
and of course
Brown Dick.
I mean, just absolutely ridiculous. And they got fined like $25,000 each. I'm like, and they made him pay $500 for the. I mean, come on, man. Like, can we all be grown-ups here? Like, seriously.
No, sorry.
Now, wokeism is just taking over, I guess, everywhere. I don't know.
And then, I don't know with this guy. Maybe this was his last chance, but I see that Toronto cut ties with Obama when they signed him to a 10-day contract. He's gone already. So I don't know.
Well, he'll go back to the 804.
Yeah.
He was having a good year, and he's bounced. That's his 4th team this year, by the way.
I know.
But he's a legit 7-1, and he can block shots, and he can shoot threes if he gets the opportunity.
And Philly, I think Philly's still playing above their head a little bit, but they've had guys.
Tough loss last night, eh?
I picked up Quentin Grimes. I was able to scoop him.
Yeah, I love Grimes.
He's doing great there.
Do you see the game last night, the OT game? They lost by 1?
Yeah.
Wow. And Denver played I mean, the coach, what they did to win that game in OT against Philly is amazing with a bunch of scrubs that are not even in the league. It's like crazy, bro.
The 3 teams that I just in the East that I don't even know how to predict, but they're so hot and cold, and that's the 3 in the 6, 7, 8. Like Orlando, Miami, Cleveland. I don't even know what to tell you about those 3 teams because I think they're all probably. I think Miami's doing better than I thought they would with the injuries they've had.
Surprisingly, yeah.
But both Cleveland and Orlando, I'm like, you guys are supposed to be, near the top here. Like, what's going on? Like,
I think all 3 teams have had injury problems. I think there's been some issues with continuity.
Yeah.
The Cleveland, the injury situation's really It's
Yeah.
terrible. They got 8 guys down, and Allen, who I love, has really had a tough season.
Yeah.
And he had a couple of good games, and then players taking I'm sick, I can't play. Honestly, if I could go on a rant and swear, I would go off right now. But okay, let me ask you this, Trent. We're both athletes. We both had injuries. You probably had more injuries than me, but in 55 plus years, my injuries, like I had lots, but I never missed games. I never missed games in elementary school, in secondary school, in college, in university, and a professional. I always played. Because as a professional, if I didn't play, they'd fire my ass and bring somebody else in. And because you're only playing 2-3 games a week, if you're lucky, in the right organization. But this injury situation, Trent, we've talked about, is out of control. I'll leave it at that.
I agree. But those 3 teams, I'm just kind of like, yeah.
No, it's a good point.
And what I'm getting, but then I get different vibes. Basically, where I see Chicago and Atlanta, I'm not surprised. I'm just not.
Yeah.
Our boy Martellus there, he's come on the last few games since Giddy went out. I almost cut his ass.
Yeah,
but, he's come on here lately. Atlanta, rumors are they're already in talks with the agents in Atlanta.
You talk about Mattis. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Mattis, yeah. And then Atlanta, I shared that with you yesterday from Sham.
Trent, Ice Trey's getting traded.
Yeah, they're in talks to trade him.
I honestly, I think they'll be better without him, and it's going to work out for both teams because Trent, Ice Cube he's a 2010 guy. You know how hard that is in the NBA? There's only one other guy in the NBA. And that's Joker.
Again, for what he is at his age, basically he's in his prime right now. He has probably 5 years of prime.
We're talking about Trey?
So he's got at least 5 years of prime Trey.
Easy.
Dude, who has what they need to give up for that guy? I mean, Atlanta's not just going to take nothing.
No, they're going to have to give him a vote.
They're like, who has the asset to give up what they're going to be asking for?
Not many teams.
Right? Like off the top of your head, can you even think of one?
OKC.
Yeah, but they don't need him.
Okay, so do you know how many first-round draft picks OKC has?
Oh, but he wouldn't fit there. He doesn't.
Do you know how many second draft picks? No, of course not, because SGA is the best point guard in the world.
He doesn't fit there. So there's a team that don't even consider.
He's not the only one, but I can tell you one team right now that would take him.
Sacramento give up all those others.
Oh my God, no! They've got 7 or 8 guards. I mean, oh my, what a shit show that. Seriously.
Let this baby go rot in Sacramento.
No. I say the Lakers. They need a point guard. Okay. So the latest rumor on the Lakers is they want to trade Gabe Vincent.
Worth nothing.
Dalton.
Worth nothing.
And get rid of a couple of stiffs for salary and maybe throw in a second rounder. And they're going after, and they might have to give a first rounder. They're going to try to, and they're going to try to give up also Maxi Lieb. They're going to try to give up a first round as well. They're going to go after Ice Cube, Ice Tray.
Those guys.
I'm serious.
Those players.
Well, I mean, their salary, like you have to understand, 3 of those players altogether. If you look at the salaries of Gabe and Maxi alone, that's $25 million that's expiring.
You know what? I hope he goes to the Lakers. Just make it easier to root against them. So you got to stack the team to win something. Like, give me
He's such a fucking hater, man.
Trying to catch up Kobe.
Such a hater. Look, okay, I'll just tell everyone right now who's watching the show. I'm from British Columbia. Trent's from Alberta. 2 different worlds. Both beautiful places to live. I hope Alberta doesn't leave Canada. It'll be the stupidest thing they've ever done. But in the meantime, just because you've got 2 great provinces doesn't necessarily mean that the people that live in those provinces are... oh, God. What did I get myself into here?
Moron.
Anyways, go ahead.
But yeah, it's just Paul gets upset when I rag on the Lakers a bit. But yeah,
no, Trent has a negativity clause in his contract. And no, it's because he doesn't know that he's negative. He doesn't know that he's malicious. He doesn't know that he's being he's taking undermining and
Undermining, yeah.
undermining people's integrity and intelligence, and because he's just bitter and twisted about a certain player, and it's okay.
Oh, rest of the East. I mean, I don't know what Milwaukee's doing. Are they going to make the playoff? Or
they might make the play-in.
Play-in, yeah. I mean, they're only a game away.
But so the rumor is on Milwaukee, because their backcourt is complete disarray. It has been for quite a few years. Is I believe it or not, somebody dropped out of frustration, obviously after being injured for 11 games. I picked up Zach LaVine yesterday because he's only averaging 22 points a game. And someone dropped him, and they said they were so upset. Obviously, they're just swearing, and I just scooped him. No one else grabbed him. I got him early in the morning, and I grabbed him. He went out after 11 games. He had a good game, but Sacramento they're going to trade everyone. They're going to trade the whole thing, and Zach is still in demand in the NBA now, more so than ever when he was with Chicago. And the rumor is who needs a guard? Who needs a combo guard, an explosive combo guard in the NBA? Who would want Zach LaVine?
Lakers again?
No.
Oh.
Not the Lakers, because they want Ice Tray. If they don't get Ice Tray, they'll get someone else. They want defensive. They want a defensive big, and they want a defensive wing, even though they got a couple of them already. But anyways, getting back.
Where's LaVine going? Ooh.
I'm thinking, from what I heard, I'm thinking East, and I'm thinking Boston, and if not, even New York. I'm thinking about getting, because they've got a couple of scrubs that are just sort of rotational guys, and they need somebody that can work with Brunson, because Brunson is a scoring point guard, and so is Zach, but they both are scorers, shooters, and drop dimes. And I think that would be a nice pairing. And New York needs 3-point shooting. Miami needs 3-point shooting, and they need a point guard. So those are the rumors I'm hearing on the East.
So before I leave the East, I'll just say that, or go to the West. I'll say I'm really glad that the only trophy or banner that we see the Knicks win this year was already happened. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate that my partner in crime here and co-host of the most on the Canadian Bro Show, all things from the Hoopjunkies, Pauly and Rowley, hates two of the teams that I love, the Lakers and the Knicks.
I was a Sixers fan as a kid. I was a Dr. J fan.
I love the Sixers, but I don't follow just one team. I follow 28 teams.
So do I, but in the background you can see, sometimes when Paul's stuttering, it's because he talks like that Cro-Magnon man that put a Bunsen burner under that Jordan's dunking on.
Honestly, that can be considered racist in today's world.
Not.
I know, but you're from Alberta, so you get away with it. You guys get away with it. I don't know what it is.
Back in the day, Paul would come home from work and
in British Columbia, I cannot say. If you don't know who Trent's talking about, Neanderthal man. Oh my God, what a terrible thing to say about somebody.
Thought him out from the Bunsen burner.
And Cro-Magnon's better than Neanderthal man?
Yeah.
Usually say those two things. Oh my God, man! All right, let's go to the West.
It's Patrick Ewing, people.
Oh.
So you got OKC. I mean, they're kind of struggling lately. 5-5 in the last 10. So,
yeah, it's good. It's good to have a wake-up call.
So. Yeah, I do. I agree. San Antonio 7-3 in the last 10. Again, on that wagon, they are. Even without Wemby, they're.
Some people are saying with a healthy Wemby that San Antonio, because they beat OKC twice, are the best team in the NBA potentially.
The Lakers in the play-in thing, or in the tournament thing, like they're a good team.
Yeah.
Denver, gotta give them credit. I mean, they're
incredible.
They're hanging in there even with Jokic out, getting Braun.
Yeah, well, I mean, Brown came back, and my favorite center that nobody talks about, I picked him up on two of my teams on the injury reserve because I knew he was coming back and took a risk and dropped a guy and got him. And he had one great game. Of course, they're resting him, both Braun and Gordon, on the second back-to-back. But that's okay. If he can actually play until the remainder of the season for at least 45 out of the 50 games, he's worth a pickup because he's having his best statistical career as a player.
Second to sixth or second to even seventh for Phoenix. West is only a 4-game difference.
Yeah, it's incredible. They're playing better.
It's OKC with the 5-game lead, but
Yeah.
everybody else is bunched up there pretty good. Like you could have one or two good weeks and you'd be in second place.
Yeah, pretty much. And that's why I think it's really important that, like in fantasy on the waiver wire, that you understand that there's so many good teams, and that if major guys go down, the guys that are coming in off the bench are going to get 28, 30 minutes in some cases. So pay attention to those players.
So Anthony Edwards tonight, one of the comments he just made, well, he's probably sitting out tonight for injury, man.
No, he's sitting out because he had like a mini orgy last night in his hotel room.
No, because they play lots of games. They play back-to-back tonight and tomorrow.
I know. Yeah.
Oh, my God. These guys.
No, but I mean, if you could find players that actually play both of those back-to-backs, contribute in fantasy, it's the hardest thing to do.
It is, but at the same time, those guys are going to pick up are probably not better than the ones you have on your roster.
It's you're rolling the dice, bro. It's like it's your heads or tails.
Sometimes you got to just not do it. I'll tell you right now, there's times I'm on the waiver wire, like that Coward. I looked at him. I'm just like, you know what? Do I swap him to, one good game? He looks like he has potential to get a lot of minutes with Morant being hurt all the time. All of a sudden he's getting a chance. I didn't take him, and like I said, 7 minutes later, I see you pick him.
I picked him up, and he got 20. He got 24 points and 14 rebounds.
I know.
And then he blew out his ankle at the end of the game.
Correctly. So,
I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? I picked up Vancityurbanliving to get.
Yeah,
he goes out and has 17, 9, 6 dimes, and 3 blocks and 2 steals. And he gets injured before the game's even finished. I picked him up on 4 teams. That's like, oh my God. When you use a pick like that in a week, you only got 4 picks.
Yeah.
And now I'm scraping the barrel, the bottom of the barrel, just to find somebody. And then Cornette goes out and gets 28 points, 14 rebounds, and 5 blocks, 4 steals. Cornette backing up Wemby. I'm like, oh, my intuition was telling me pick him up. 7-footer, he's nice, good kid. They love him.
With Wemby hurt, he's going to play 30 minutes. He's going to get that.
28 if he doesn't get in foul trouble.
Yeah, so he's going to get a double-double. Guaranteed he's going to get a double-double with a couple blocks every time he starts.
Look at the size of the dude, man. He's freaking huge.
And the way he plays.
I love him. He's great.
He's a great pickup.
I'm actually surprised that the team that had him Boston got rid of him, but they were cleaning house because they just want to play the salary cap game, and whatever they've done it right because Boston's playing amazing basketball, as we mentioned earlier.
Talked about obviously Houston's still there. Lakers, Minnesota has played better. Phoenix has played a lot better.
Yeah,
they're a 7-3 in the last 10. They're playing a lot of basketball. That Golden State, the one team playing a lot better, as I said to you last night, the Clippers. All of a sudden, that was a crazy game against the Golden State last night. Did you watch that?
No, I didn't.
Oh my gosh, don't watch it because the Clippers.
I might after actually. I'll check out the games tonight.
20-something, and I think it ended up a 1-point game.
Was it an OT game or something?
No, but it was like 103, 102, I think. Or something like that.
Yeah.
But it was like an 18, 19-point game in the third quarter. Because I just turned it off. I'm like, I don't need to watch this. And then I seen the final.
It's really hard for me to watch the clips because I only like 3 players in that team. And Norman Powell, I don't know why Toronto ever gave up on that kid. Maybe because he was bow-legged. If he wasn't bow-legged, he'd be 6'5". But bow-legged, he's 6'3". So maybe they said, well, look, he's not a guard. He's not a forward. What are we going to do with him? And look at him. He's just what he's done in the last 11 games is remarkable.
Then Dallas has really kind of hit the skids here.
With the Heat, by the way.
Yeah.
Because the Clips gave up on him.
Yeah, Dallas really hit the skids here lately.
They're what?
Dallas has really hit the skids here lately.
Yeah, well, honestly, you know who's going to get traded? I think Davis is gone. Yeah, they're going to trade him. There's a lot of teams that would throw a boat at him even now.
You better get
He's
more
30.
than Luke.
He's 30. No, because the whole thing everything's gone, and they're going to go the youth movement. They got a lot of bigs. They got a lot of guards. And Kyrie's coming back. And you know what Kyrie's comment was? in the media. You're just gonna love this. So Kyrie's getting interviewed because he's coming back soon.
Yeah.
And one question is, he goes, "Oh, how do you feel about the current team? And how do you feel?" But he goes, "I don't feel it at all. I'm not," because you know him. He'll just say whatever he wants. The Earth is flat. I'm Native Indian, and I'm at peace with myself. Great, that's great. But he's injury prone, and he's probably one of the best guards I've ever seen in my life. And his handles is probably the second best handles I've seen in the NBA this year. And but he's always injured, and it drives me insane. And he's also a nut job. But he is sober and doesn't party and drink and do drugs and stuff. So I really like that. What's that?
And what did he say?
Oh, he goes, yeah, you know, Anthony Davis, you know, yeah, I think Dallas needs to really find a way to move him because I don't play with injured players all the time. He's injured all the time. I'm like, dude, look at your track record. But he actually said that. He said that trade him. We got enough bigs. They got 3 7-footers or, you know, 6'9" and 2 7-footers. And he goes, trade him because I don't want to play with him. But, you know, who knows? Maybe they trade Davis and then they unload Kyrie because they're just going to give the whole boat to
Kyrie. Maybe they trade Kyrie to the Lakers.
Oh, my God. Can you imagine?
Well,
Wow. If Ice Cube, honestly, I'd love to see that. That would be cool. And then him and the King can win a second championship together. That would be awesome. Go Lakers. Not going to happen. But anyways.
Let's finish the show off. It's easy to have a great handle in the NBA now when you can take 20 steps.
Sorry?
I said it's easy to have a great handle in the NBA nowadays. Yeah. You can take 20 steps between each dribble.
Oh, listen, let's not go there. Trent sent me a clip.
Easiness. There's no such thing as traveling in NBA anymore.
Trent, the clip sent me the best point guard in the world, the Canadian, Shea, took 7.5 steps. How can you?
You see that Nemhard one I sent you too?
Oh my God, that's even worse.
I know.
He's 6'4", and he took like 11 steps, and he carried the ball twice.
Oh my God, it is
seriously.
It's an epidemic going on in the NBA.
It really is. I didn't really want to get too much into injuries and referees. We talk about it, but
just to make fun of it. I mean, it's so bad. This idea of a gather step is just so ridiculous.
They have no idea what a Euro step is. They have no idea. Now the ball's hitting the rim, it's in the cylinder, and they're thinking it's Europe and FIBA, and they can knock it out, or it's in the cylinder when it's not, and it's an offensive rebound on a dunk, and they take it away.
Dominique highlight. He pulled a Euro step back in the day. They called travel on him. It was actually a nice move.
It's unbelievable. But listen, we're going to wrap things up. Trent, do you have anything else you'd like to close off with today? We're at an hour and 2 minutes. A great episode. Really good content. A lot of fun. We good?
That's all I got.
Excellent. Anyways, we're going to close everything down. And before we do so, thank you for joining the Canadian Bro Show. I just wanted to say at the end of 2025, in the year that we've been doing this, we're at 101 episodes, and we've got 110 subscribers plus, and we're on our goal to get 500. And, you know, the usual YouTube thing. Please. Look, if you enjoy, it's free content. We really appreciate a subscribe, a like, share. It's easy. It's just share and comment. We had a guy, he commented just recently on Johnny and I's 60th episode, and there wasn't very much positive in the comment. But I made sure that I told everyone, and I'll say it again, anybody that comments, I don't put any constraints on negativity, or if you're belligerent or drunk or you hate us. The fact that you comment, I will answer those comments as best I can in a civil manner.
See the comments. I'll have to go check it out.
Oh yeah, you got to check the dude out, and he just kept on going, and I appreciate it, and thank you to that. Thank you for taking your time, and whether we agree or not, it's not the point. You took the time, and I appreciate that. We appreciate that at the Canadian Bro Show. In the meantime, I just wanted to say thank you to everybody. Trent and I are going to sign off. It's been a great episode. This is week 12, season 2, episode 31. It will be up tomorrow, maybe even tonight. I've just got to do a thumbnail. And thanks again, Trent. Great episode. And once again, the Canadian Bro Show. All things Canadian with Pauly and Johnny. 60 episode 61 coming out on Sunday. My birthday, January the 11th. I'm turning 61. Believe it or not, it is. I don't feel old. I don't look old. But apparently my number says I'm a freaking senior. And I'm old. Whatever. And so Johnny, Trent, and I at the Canadian Bro Show and our guests, we're planning a special episode on my birthday, January 11th. We're bringing back my friend Jonathan J. Brown, if he agrees, and because Jonathan is a senior citizen trainer. He's a professional trainer, a licensed trainer in California, and he's a writer, and he's an old friend of mine. We played basketball for many, many years, and he's been on the show twice. We're going to bring him back for a special birthday episode on the 11th. And maybe if Trent can find some time on Sunday, he could join in to say happy birthday and say hi. We could have 4 people on. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But in the meantime, thank you very much for joining the Canadian Bro Show. My name is Paul Bale. I'm the founder and host of the Canadian Bro Show. And the handsome, talented, and velvet-voiced, smooth mofo to my left and your right is none other than the extremely talented, and if you don't believe that, just ask him. He'd be happy to share that with you, Mr. Trent Rowley, the co-host of The Most. And thank you to Johnny, my other co-host of The Most. We're celebrating in 1 year 101 episodes, and we really appreciate all of the people that have taken time to watch our little show, and we're looking forward to sincere growth. And before we go, Trent and I always like to remind everybody, if you're not inclined to be nice, try it sometime. It works. If you're not inclined to be friendly, try that. That works too. And if you are not inclined to be kind and you're wondering why everybody hates you or you feel miserable, go hug someone. Tell someone you love them. Go do something for somebody as a stranger. And if not, go buy a beer for someone in the bar, even if you don't like them, and pretend to like them. Just do something nice to somebody. There's enough pain and suffering in this world. And in the meantime, Trent, thank you kindly. We'll see you next week. And I am shutting things down, my friend. I hope everybody has a great evening, and the episode will be on either tonight or tomorrow. Thank you kindly for joining. Thank you, Trent. Time to go. Peace and love, everybody.